class, Professor Berry here. Just finished turning in all your grades for Module 2, so go in and check your grades on that. Look at the Kate the Forklift Driver assignment. And I want to talk to you about that a little bit. One thing I'm noticing is that some of you are doing a really good job following the rubric, but others of you are not. And I just wanted to emphasize that to you, that there is a rubric for your written assignments, and if you follow that, your grades will be much better. You want to have a title page on your paper. You want to have your paper well organized and formatted well. You want it to be something that flows properly and is easy for the reader to understand what you're doing with the paper, where you're going with it. You want your citations in it so that the reader, me, knows where you got your information. Even the textbook. Now, of course, a question like Kate and the Forklift Driver, I know that's in the textbook. And you might think it's kind of silly that you would have to reference it and cite it, but I want you to do that to get into the practice of it. Because this is a business class, and you have to have good business communication in a class like this, or in any business class, or out in the business world. You need things to look good. I used to hire people, and when I was doing that, one thing I would do, I would get resumes and cover letters, and I would look at them, and if they were sloppy, I wouldn't look any further, because I had enough other ones to look. I could find people to do the jobs that I needed to hire for, so I'd throw them away. Same thing with spelling and grammar. If I'm reading a cover letter, and it's full of misspelled letters, I'm not going any further, because I know this person didn't care enough to spell things properly, to get things written properly. So that's why I'm kind of a stickler for those kinds of things, and you may think it's a pain, but do it for this class, get a practice of doing it for all written assignments, and you'll do better in your next classes. So what I like to do is take the question that you have from Kate and the Forklift Driver. It gives you that scenario that she's driving the forklift, and it breaks down frequently, and there's a percentage of time that, 20% of the time she's not able to do her work, etc. And then it asks questions. And that's where you start as far as outlining your paper. So the first question it asks is, what role did each Katie and her supervisor have in this process? So that's one section you want in your paper. You want the roles that they had. Okay, so you're going to have a section in your paper that will describe the different roles of Katie and her supervisor based on the information from the textbook, which you could cite in this section. That's one question. Second question they had is, did they follow the business-to-business process as outlined in the book? Okay, there's another section for you. Business-to-business process. Okay, so there's two sections for your paper right there. Two things you need to answer to get this problem correct. Now, underneath this, it asks why or why not. Did it follow the process? Why or why not? So you want to have that as a little subset. Okay. You might not say it directly, why or why not, but you would describe, why this follows the process and why it doesn't. And yes, it does follow part of the process, but it doesn't follow it 100% completely. So here is the body of your paper, answering the question what roles they had and did they follow the business-to-business process. What else does your paper need? It needs an introduction. Okay? Every paper needs an introduction where you state the problem and what you're going to do. So you could restate the problem. Some of you actually quote the question, which is okay, not 100% preferable, but restate it in your own words. Then, and this is important, conclusion. Very important. What did you learn about these two things, the business-to-business process and the roles? What did you learn from this question? Have that. So there's your paper outlined right there. Plus, you need a title page, right, where you put the name of the assignment, the class, the date, my name, and your name. And you also need references. Okay, what material did you use? Even if you just use the text, that's a reference. put that in there. Get in the habit of doing that. So I hope this helps. Here's how you, and this is even before you write your paper. You have your outline right here. You haven't even put a thought down, but you know where you're going to do. And I would write these two things first, then maybe write the conclusion, and then start with the introduction. Okay? Now, I want to show you, go ahead up here, a paper that one of your classmates has done, and this is the title page. Now, what they had was Module 2, Chapter 4, their name, BPA 125, and the date. Okay? They could have my name on here too. Alright? They had their name here, the student's name. I blocked that out, obviously. And the title they have is Adequate, Module 2, Chapter 4. I would put something maybe a little more exciting, like, you know, the business-to-business process, or Katie, the forklift driver, in business-to-business process, purchasing, something like that. But anyway, that's adequate. So there's a title page. So the student got credit for the title page. Let me scroll down. Now look at this. Can I just scroll? Yeah, I can. Here is the introduction. Okay? It's a good introduction. I'm not going to let you read it or anything, but see, the student restates the problem, okay, and what happened. All right? Now, there could be something in there about what we're going to do now, but the student did a good job here. Buying center and the roles of Katie and the plant supervisor, another section. Very good, and described how Katie is the user and the plant supervisor is the decider. Very good there. And then more in that section. That's about Katie. And then the business-to-business buying process. Here's another section. Okay? All right, and describes the process and does even say correctly that there's no post-purchase evaluation. That was 100% correct on that. That there was no post-purchase evaluation. And then a conclusion. Okay? The case stated in the text is a good example of the business-to-business buying process. However, it's not a complete example. So, very good. It's a very good paper. Got a very good grade on it. And then there is the reference. Okay? That's 20 points right there, just putting that on the paper. 20% of the grade. So there you go. Hopefully that will help as you write your papers, even if they're short. Okay? Use this process to outline it. Your papers will be much better. You'll find that you actually answer the complete question, because some of you have that problem, that you're not using an outline like this, and then you end up omitting things. This is your guide. This would be the first thing you do. So that's all I have for today. Don't even have a joke for you. Have a great week. Hope your teamwork is going well. Be in touch with me about that. And I will talk to you soon, I hope. Take care.